The crux of my professional career was in primary school teaching. And yes, it was as much fun as you can imagine it was. But here's the point. During this time when I started to learn and continue to understand how human beings like you and I transition, change, and behave either as individuals or even in groups, it was where I started to understand, like a bulk of the creativity research, that you and I are a lot more creative, resilient, inquisitive, and playful, hence leading to creativity when we're younger. It also hit me that the bulk of the work we need to do as individuals and as organizations then doesn't necessarily lie in our learning, but in our unlearning. How do we start to unravel some of the things that we've picked up, whether they are thought patterns, behaviors, and even things that we believe about ourselves? How do we start to unravel these in order to then come into who we know we can be, tap into that innovative capacity that we have, as well as all of our creativity? Hi, I'm Zanele Njapha, the UnLearning Lady, and thank you so much for stopping by to watch this video to help you become a better unlearner. Enjoy. All right, let's get started. This video is broken up into 3 little things that you can start to put into practice today to help you increase your adaptive capacity and make you a better unlearner. Number 1. Rearranging familiar routines and spaces. Now, your brain consistently wants to save you energy and do the least resistive thing, the easiest one, the one that you're most used to doing. And that's why our consistent routines and familiar spaces feel so great. It's because they're so familiar to our brains, and it needs to do a lot less work to navigate these. But if you want to become a better unlearner and increase your capacity to be creative and think creatively, you need to start to shake these routines and these familiar spaces up. So the very first thing I want to suggest to you is to do exactly that. Take a look at a routine, whether it's your routine during the day or it's your routine at the office. Look at the things that are consistently in the same places. It could be that you wake up every morning and you eat your breakfast just before you put on your clothes, or whatever it is. And then start to think about different ways that you could rearrange some of the aspects of your routine and see how that works out. I suggest that you do this every 2 weeks or as often as you can, and see how you can start to arrange these different things so that there's a lot less familiarity in your routine. Rearranging a familiar space. Now, this one is really exciting and may not be if you're someone who really enjoys the familiar. But remember, if you want to be creative and increase your ability to be adaptive, you need to start exactly where you are with the little things that surround you. Think about your bedroom, or think about a space within your house that you've become familiar with. Now, I'd like you to think about different ways that you could rearrange the space, whether it's moving the pot plant to a different corner of the room, shifting the couch to a different side of the wall, or whatever it is. And in your bedroom, it could be moving the bed to a different part of the bedroom, or rearranging where the dresser used to be. What that allows your brain to do is to be consistently on its toes in terms of understanding its surroundings and always asking questions around where things are, what they look like, and what that now means. The more you can allow your brain to start to engage with different forms of change, the better it is for you. So this one is probably the most fun, and I challenge you to start and then give me all of your feedback to let me know how it goes. All right, now let's move on to the second thing. The second thing I'd like you to do to help you to become a better unlearner is to ask questions that help you raise your awareness. Ask questions that help you probe into the things that you are missing and the things that you're not necessarily seeing. It can be exactly that. Asking the consistent question of, what am I missing? What in this situation doesn't necessarily jump out right at me? What are the things that I'm not necessarily aware of at this given time? I encourage you to ask this question as you start to analyze things and even as you engage with people. Ask questions consistently. And now this is one that in my primary school teacher years, I know children really have done pat, even when we probably don't want them to ask certain questions, they ask them because they want to start to understand their environment better and see the perceptions that they may be missing. Now, I want to encourage you to do exactly the same. Ask questions consistently that help you to further engage topics, further understand your environment, and become an even better unlearner. Questions you can ask could be, what am I missing? What else could you tell me? Is there something else here? What else is involved? Who is involved? What's causing this? What am I not seeing right now? Or even, what are my biases not allowing me to perceive? Number 3, this one is probably the one you've heard the most, but it definitely is a winner in this situation. It's introducing yourself, putting yourself out there in terms of making new contacts, engaging with new tools, and even going out to new places that you haven't necessarily been accustomed to at any one stage. Now, this one sounds very cliche, but I promise you it makes a very big difference. Remember, the way that our brains create new neural pathways is actually through engaging with new stimuli. So the more new stimuli, or putty as I call it, that you can give your brain, the better it is for it to create new connections and form new synapses that allow you to become a lot more creative. So I encourage you, think about the people that you don't necessarily always associate with. Think about the new tools that have come out in your industry or your field. And also think about the different things that you haven't necessarily engaged with and the places that you haven't necessarily gone to yet, but may seem a little bit out of your comfort zone, or as they say, not your thing. Those are the exact things I want you to start to put yourself out there. Make a list of all of the things that you don't necessarily associate with who you are or your given identity, and then every single week, speak to one person that you wouldn't necessarily speak to, who's outside of your function or your business unit, and see exactly what that's going to do for you after a month. It's been so much fun running you through these 3 things that are going to help you become a better unlearner. Now, don't forget, please, to share your feedback with me so that I can understand exactly how this journey is going for you. Also, reach out if you'd like more resources to help you become a better unlearner, or if you'd like to work with me one-on-one as I walk you through this transitioning phase of your life that could potentially be so exciting just if you unlearn like our children are able to, and unravel some of the thought patterns, behaviors, and even limiting perceptions around yourself as you become a better version of who you are and transition into the future of your identity. Thank you so much. Bye for now.